Hey YouTube, Matty's A12 coming to you guys with another deck profile for legit MTG. I know legit YuGiOh MTG. It's all the same, but guys, I'm just doing it on the legit logo, the legit MTG logo, to let you guys know that we do also do Magic the Gathering. So if you are interested in Magic the Gathering, make sure you jump over to legit MTG and check out the Magic site. Also, don't forget about legit YuGiOh, and you guys can check out all the YuGiOh articles that we have posted up there, and then click on the store icon. It'll take you over to all of the store information that you need to know. So today I'm going to do Frog Monarchs. For whatever reason, I just cannot set this deck down. I love this deck so much. It's just I come back to it all the time, and I'm wanting to write an article about this. And in order to write the article for legit YuGiOh, I had to first build the deck so I can play test it. So this is literally the very first build. There will be changes between this and the final build that I'll actually write the article on, but this is where I started. So let's get into this. 2 Light and Darkness Dragons. Light and Darkness Dragon is your ability to beat bad players, as I like to put it. There are so many players that just do not know how to play around Light and Darkness Dragon, and it allows you to gain a lot of advantage because a lot of people will just one-for-one themselves out of his negations and get him down to a manageable size. And once they do that, they always seem to forget that when he's destroyed, he also gets to summon back another monster. So that, of course, gives you another a plus on the play. Also, so yeah, to a double Light and Darkness Dragon, I could easily see this going up to 3, but for right now, it's still at 2. Triple Caius, however you guys want to pronounce it. He's the best Monarch of them all. So like he can run 3 of him because he does work. Double Ryza, basically the same thing as Caius, except he's going to bounce the card back to the top of the deck. Great for you to help control your opponent, help you control your opponent's draws, and help keep your opponent at a slower pace, because that's what you need. You run a bit of a slower pace deck with this, and you need to slow your opponent down. Next, not really a Monarch, but Double Vanity's Fiend. Not Vanity's Emptiness, Vanity's Fiend. Guy is really good. I really like him. However, right now, and what little playtesting I've actually done with this deck so far, he does shut down Mermails and he shuts down Heretics. They have like very little to no answers to him. Because a lot of Mermails have cut heavy infantry, so they have very little answers to Vanity's Fiend, which means you basically just win the game once you put him on board. However, he hurts very little stuff in the meta other than those. So I don't know that he really has a spot in the main deck. He may be a side deck card from here on out, but for right now he is still in the main. Fire Fist just answers him so easy. So like, I don't know. He's there for right now because I like the big body. Next, we'll get into the Frog engine. Double Treeborn Frog, double Rodent Totem, triple Swap Frog, and then the one teched in Dupe Frog. I do like the one Dupe Frog because you have to get to Swap Frog. Swap Frog is the most important card in this deck. He dumps everything for you. He's an additional normal summon if you do so you can put your extra frog on board if you need to. But he's going to dump everything. He's an additional special summon if you need that too, so you can put a rank 2 on board or put the second tribute on board for Light and Darkness Dragon. After that, we're going to get into the hand traps. So I'm going to move those out of the way. First hand trap I want to talk about. Ghost Trick Jack Frost. Ghost Trick Jack Frost is so awesome, guys. You're not going to negate the attack. What you're going to do is you're going to flip a monster. Once they declare a direct attack, you're going to flip one monster face down on your opponent's side of the field. Then, if you do that, you get to special summon him face down. Essentially, he gets to stop 2 attacks. But a big thing that he does for you is he is a level 1. So him, along with Battle Fader, you're going to stop attacks, and with a Treeborn Frog engrave is going to give you access to the rank 1 monsters, and the rank 1 monsters have gotten really good, guys. The rank 1 monsters are really, really good, and I'm going to get into those in just a second. But those are my battle phase hand traps and Gores. But yeah, those are you got very few cards dedicated to the board, so Gores is almost always live. And he puts in work. And the last of my hand traps is Double Effect Veiler. This could easily get bumped up to 3. Don't really know what I would drop for it, but this could easily get bumped up to 3 because you've got very little interaction with your opponent. You're basically just letting your opponent do what they want to do, and then you got very little to stop what they're going to do other than their battle phase stuff. So Effect Veiler is actually a lot more important in this deck than I thought. So Effect Veiler may get bumped up to 3. Next, I'm doing this deck a slightly different. I'm wanting to add in as much draw power as possible because I want this deck to be as fast as possible. Triple card D. I actually went in favor of this instead of Soul Exchange, so I'm not running any Soul Exchange. My thought process is this will immediately end the turn. Soul Exchange, you cannot conduct your battle phase. So essentially it does similar things other than Soul Exchange gets rid of your monster, allowing you to get a +1. Card D is a +1 in itself if you successfully resolve his effect. So either way you go about it, Card D and Soul Exchange can both be the +1, and I just feel like Card D gets you through your cards faster, and I feel like that could be more important. I don't know for sure yet. Again, this is just testing, but Card D has been very good to me so far. Next, as far as draw power is concerned, I'm staying with the triple Upstart Goblin. You can call it Hovening if you want, but triple Upstart Goblin gets me through my cards faster, gets me to Swap Frog faster. That's the biggest thing that Upstart Goblin does for me. It gets me to Swap Frog faster. Swap Frog is extremely key to this deck. Being able to successfully get off Swap Frog and just dump through all the cards and get them into your graveyard is so important, and Upstart Goblin gets me there. Along with Pot of Duality. Pot of Duality again just gets me there. These are my 6 draw cards, and it's been good to me so far. I don't really think I would change much of anything as far as my draw cards are concerned right now. But again, I'm still very early in the testing process, so that could change. But for right now, this has been rather successful for me. To round out my spells, I have 3 Enemy Controller. Of course, you pair that with Treeborn Frog and just take their monster and tribute it, and you're still within the standby phase, so you can continue to get back to your Treeborn Frog, which gives you 2 tributes for Light and Darkness Dragon, or 3 for Obelisk if you want to play Obelisk. And then last but not least, Forbidden Lance. You do, most of the time your tributes are free for your Chaos and Ryza and even Vanity's Fiend, so you're not investing a lot of resources into getting them to the board. However, those are your beat stick monsters, so you want them to stick to the board once you do bring them to the field. So Forbidden Lance does come in key. So that is the main deck. It is at 40. I'm not going to run extra draw power like Duality and Upstart Goblin and stuff like that unless I'm at 40. So it is at 40, and now let's get into the extra deck. You do have some Synchro plays, so we have some Synchro monsters. Scrap Dragon and Stardust Dragon are my level 8s. You'll make this off of a Monarch and a Formula Synchron. Your level 7 is a Formula Synchron and one of your Monarchs, and that is Black Rose Dragon. Again, mentioned Formula Synchron. You got to make that Formula Synchron play. Formula Synchron is just, it's a +1 in itself, and it makes a lot of plays happen for you. Gaia Charger. You make some rank 6s, and you can steal some rank 6s, some 5s with enemy controllers, so you need the Gaia Charger. M7 Patome, good card. It makes for a lot of really interesting plays whenever you can add Monarchs back to your hand. You make this guy, and then Treeborn Frog comes back, and then you can add a Ryza back to your hand, and then tribute the Treeborn Frog. It's good stuff. But yeah, M7, Constellar Patome M7, Strike Bouncer and Gauntlet Launcher round out my rank 6s. Gauntlet Launcher is really, really good. Gauntlet Launcher can blow up 2 cards, and then even at 2400 attack, you can then overlay into Gaia Dragon, which is the 2600 attack, and make a little bit bigger monster. So you can destroy 2 monsters on your opponent's side of the field, and then overlay into Gaia Dragon at the bigger body, and Trample or Piercing. Only 1 Downer Magician, because I only own 1 Downer Magician. I would like to bump that up to 2. I don't really know what I would cut from the deck in order to bump that up to 2, but I would like for that to be a 2, just because I run so many low rank monsters. 1 Daigusto Phoenix. It's good stuff. You can allow Ryza to attack twice, itself to attack twice, Stardust to attack twice, Gaia Dragon to attack twice. Any wind monster can attack twice. So the Augusto Phoenix puts in work. Herald of Pure Light is actually a lot better than what people give it credit. Herald of Pure Light will add a card from your graveyard back to your hand, and then you shuffle a card from your deck back into your hand. The biggest play that I have with this is I'll make that play, add an Effect Veiler back to my hand, or whatever I need at the moment. And then if I still have my normal summon for the turn, I can then tribute this for the Ryza or Chaos or whatever I've added back to my hand, or I can then overlay it into Downer Magician in my main phase 2, or other plays like that. You got plays to be had with Herald of Pure Light. You got to keep your imagination open when you're trying to play this deck, because you have so many options out of your extra deck. Herald of Pure Light is it's one more option that you didn't realize you had before. Now, I've got Utopia Roots. Number 39, Utopia Roots, is actually a lot better than what people thought it was originally. It is better than Utopia because it doesn't have that automatic destruction effect like Utopia has, where Utopia has no materials and he does battle, or he's involved in battle, then he automatically destroys himself. This card doesn't have that. He's only 500 attack, but he also has the ability that if he negates an attack, he gains 500 attack. If he negates the attack of an Exceed monster, he gains 500 attack for each rank that Exceed monster was. So as long as he's negating a rank 4 or higher, he will then become 2,500 attack, which is really good. And then if you, for whatever reason, are negating a rank 6 monster, he then becomes 3,500. As good as he is, this actually would probably be the card that I would drop for a second Downer Magician. But he is really, really good, and I would actually have to think pretty hard about that before I would just drop it for Downer Magician. Because the effect does stack. He does become much, much bigger. Next, 2... Ghostrick Doulahan. Ghostrick Doulahan is another rather interesting card. He's kind of like a Gale. He has a built-in shrink. First off, he gains 200 attack for every face-up Ghostrick monster, so he's 1,200 attack. And then you can detach from him to half the attack of a monster on your opponent's side of the field. So basically, if they have anything that's 2,400 or less, or is less than 2,400, you can just run it over with Doulahan, or if they have anything that's 2,400, you can crash. But yeah, Doulahan puts in a lot of work, especially when you can half it and then overlay into Downard, and then Downard gets the additional attack bonus from Doulahan, making it a hard situation for them to deal with. Last but not least, I have a Slacker Magician. Slacker Magician just puts in work because it can stop itself from being destroyed, and if it gets targeted, you can stop it. So yeah, that's the last of the rank 1s. The rank 1 engine and the rank 2 engine has gotten a lot better, guys. And because of that, this deck in general has just gotten a lot better. So there you go, guys. That is the Frog Monarch deck, and where I start with it. Again, I'm going to try to be writing an article about this for legit YuGiOh, and whenever I do, it'll be going up there. But for right now, this is where I'm going to start with my playtesting. Some things that I could see changing. I don't know that the Card D will make the cut. Jack Frost will probably be cut down to 2, even though I can get it back off of Doulahan's effect. But it'll probably get cut down to 2. I'm fairly comfortable with the spell lineup, though. I feel like that's fine. I can see Pot of Duality going down to 1 or to 2, maybe. I can cut one of those. I don't know. But anyway, that's where the deck sets right now. And like I said again, guys, make sure you head over to Legit MTG if you want to see the Magic the Gathering articles, or Legit YuGiOh if you want to see the Yu-Gi-Oh articles. I appreciate it, guys. Subscribe, comment down below, show us how much you love us.